my name is Natasha Mai. I'm an intuitive reader and channel. I work with twin flames and I'm a twin flame myself. For those who knows me from my page and followed me for years, know who I am and how I channel. For those newcomers, I have an introduction video that I'll be putting up in my playlist that you can watch if you want to know a little bit more about me and my journey. This is a collective divine masculine reading for the last 2 weeks of November, 18th to 30th. I've already pre-shuffled. I might use more cards, but I don't think I will. I will have an extended reading in the link. You can click on the link below in the description box, and that will cover the outcome and what is divine masculine obviously going to do about the energies that we're going to look at now. I'm going to cover his thinking, his feelings, and what does he want. And I have 2 messages, one from Romance Angels and one from the fairies for this reading. But obviously those things doesn't mean that is actually what he's going to do and what the outcome is going to be, and that is what I will cover in the extended. I use he for divine masculine and she for divine feminine, but it's not gender specific. Our channel energy is not the sex. The sex will be determined by who in the connection carries the masculine energies or the feminine energies. Then time is fluent, so this may have already happened, may be happening right now, or may soon happen. I do, however, believe that when you watch the reading, that is when you are in the energies of what is happening. We attract where we are. But if it doesn't resonate for some reason, just click off and don't watch any further. Okay, let's start. These are my bells. I like my bells. And I am going to start with divine masculine and what is he thinking in regards to his divine feminine and their union. And the first card. Sorry guys, it's night time for me, so I hope you can see, and if you hear things in the background, it's most probably nature sounds. I live in South Africa and I've got a lot of nature around me, so sorry about that if it bothers you. King of Wands in reversed. Now let's look at Wands first. It's a fire energy, and to me Wands represents the flame of the twins, and the King of Wands is our divine masculine. When he's upright, he's in his full power. He's very passionate, he's very loyal, he's committed, he's energetic, he's very sexual. He does wear a garment with salamanders on, which shows resistance to fire, but he doesn't reject love. This king doesn't reject love. He keeps it subject to his will, and he will only give his full loyalty, love, passion, desire, commitment, and everything he's got. He will only give it to one woman, and that's the Queen of Wands, his counterpart. In his earlier days, younger energies, more immature energies, as the page, he comes across as a player, moving from one woman to another, and not necessarily as who he is as a person, but more because this king, this man, this specific energy knows deep down there's only one woman for him, and he keeps looking for her, and he will not settle for anything else. But once he does meet his counterpart, he changes completely from being that player into a fully committed king that will give his everything to his queen. And this is the King of Wands. Okay. Having the king in reversed for his thinking means there's something in his thinking going on right now that makes him feel he's not fully able to be this king for his queen. He's not able to fully commit or fully be loyal or fully be passionate, sharing his desires with his Queen of Wands, with his divine feminine. He may not think he has what it takes to give his queen, his divine feminine, what she deserves right now. I do, however, feel that he's in the process of handling that and getting that out of the way in this reading with the reversal of it. The two other cards that came out with it was the Worth Waiting For from the Romance Angels and the Practice, Practice, Practice. Being all up in his head and his thinking with these energies, Divine Masculine does feel that his Divine Feminine is she's worth it. And he hopes that she'll be waiting for him while he's getting out of the way what he's dealing with right now. And this might be ego-based, and this might be pride that he's dealing with. If you look at the back of the throne here, the two lovers are sculpted at the back of the throne, and there's a lion lying, sleeping at their feet, which represents and symbolizes the lovers, obviously, and timed aggression. This lion sleeping over here speaks about timed aggression. So I do feel there is something in Divine Masculine's thoughts that he's trying to tame right now, that is not tamed yet. There might be anger and resentment or other kinds of destructive thoughts and negative thought patterns that he's trying to get out of the way so that he can actually be this king that she deserves, this fully committed king. There might also be other things that is preventing him from fully stepping into his power with his Divine Feminine right now. There might be other situations in his life, or marriages, karmic situations, partnerships, children, many other things that he could be dealing with that is preventing him from fully stepping into his full power as this king. But he is working on it, and this card is telling me that. It says practice, 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 and at the bottom it says with daily practice you can polish your skills and talents and increase your confidence. So I feel Divine Masculine is not confident in himself to be this king of wands yet. There's something happening within him that's making him feel incapable, and he's not confident at being this king yet, but he's working on it. With the practice card, he's working on it. He is polishing himself. He is getting that out of the way. He's working through his emotions, and obviously we're working with his swords now, so he's working through those destructive thoughts in his mind, the negative thoughts, the negative thought patterns, the self-destructive ways that he still have to actually fully commit as this King of Wands to his Divine Feminine. Okay, so this is weighing heavily upon his thoughts, actually getting those stuff out of the way, out of his mind, so that he can fully step into his power as this king for his Divine Feminine. Now, let's look at his emotions, his feelings towards her and their union. The tarot card that I received was the reversed moon. Now, the moon card symbolizes hidden things or secrets sometimes. But how I see this card, there's two pillars. If you look at it, there's two pillars in the water. There's swallows flying from one pillar to the other. Those two pillars form the 11, which is our twin flame sign, obviously. And it looks like a wedding arch. The swallows there flying from one side to the other symbolize the crossing over, making a transition, and the joy that goes with it as you fully succeed in making that transition. The transition that is being made is crossing the veil between the physical and the spiritual realm. On the other side of this veil is the moon. The moon represents our Divine Feminine and her guiding light, her intuition, her spirituality. Yes, and just the light that she shines that illuminates the path. Divine Masculine is walking through the waters of transformation. Water symbolizes transformation. He's trying to make this transition, going towards his Divine Feminine. And he's looking over his shoulder there to what he's leaving behind on land, the old, what he's leaving behind. Now, having this card in reverse, I feel that divine masculine is tired looking over his shoulder to what lies in the past, what he's leaving behind. He just wants to make this transition. Sorry. Sorry, guys. He's trying to make this transition. But there's something hindering him. There's something stopping him. Or there's something in his way that he still needs to get out of the way so that he can fully make this transition towards his divine feminine and cross this veil between the spiritual and the physical. Yeah. And let's look at the cards that I received with it. Was the separation card and the goodbye to the old and hello to the new. Now let me first tell you about my separation card. I'm very sorry. I apologize for what it looks like. My dog ate it. I wanted to change my deck because of it, but then I didn't because I liked the energy of this card better after my dog ate it. I used to never like the separation card. It carried a very heavy negative energy for me. Sorry. My light, sorry. And after my dog ate it, the energy of the card changed into something more temporarily, and it felt more like something that was taken out, something that was getting out of the way, getting resolved, getting torn apart. So I like it this way. Anyway, the separation card here tells me that divine masculine and divine feminine is obviously not in union at the moment, or they might be separated just by business trip or illness or distance or something if they are in communication with each other. But this separation is weighing heavily upon divine masculine and making his transition towards her. She is his illumination on his path, his motivation, his inspiration to actually make this transition. And currently, he's not having that. So he's got to do this on his own, and he's struggling with it. That is maybe hindering him a bit in making this transition. But I do feel, however, he is doing it, even though that it's difficult. But he is feeling the separation really hard. It's really getting to his emotions. And then I've got the goodbye with the old and in with the new, or out with the old and in with the new. Goodbye to the old, hello to the new. You finished one part of your life, and now a new and even better part is beginning. This card speaks about making endings and the old cycles that are ending and new cycles that are beginning. And this is exactly what divine masculine is feeling, and he's obviously dealing with in his emotions right now, is making endings to the old, leaving things behind to go towards something new. He's divine feminine. This cycle is ending, the old is ending, and the new is beginning. But he has to make this transition before the new can actually begin. And having this card in reverse tells me this is still in process. He hasn't made a full transition yet. He hasn't ended completely what he has to leave behind to actually be with her and start anew with her. They are still in separation. And he might be struggling. He might be struggling to see a way forward. He might be struggling in his emotions, ending things, and how to start the new things. But he's getting there. He is getting there. He's making that transition. He's tired of looking back. He's tired of looking back. He just wants to go forward. But he's still in the process. And he's still feeling a bit upside down about things. But he is making endings to start new. And I do feel that he's feeling the separation between him and his divine feminine quite intensely. But this card might also tell me that he needs to separate from someone else as well to have this new beginning. And this is why the moon is upside down, and he's still in process of making this transition. walking off into the unknown towards his divine feminine. But let's look at what does he want? What does he want from his divine feminine and for himself and towards the union? And remember, twins, what we want is not necessarily what we do, and what will tell us what the outcome is going to be. That's why I'm going to do an extended reading so that you can actually go and see whether our divine masculine is actually going to do what he wants to do and what is the outcome going to be. Okay, for what he wants, we've got the reversed Queen of Wands. What does he want? He wants his counterpart. He wants his divine feminine. This is his counterpart. He came through in his thinking as the King of Wands, even though he was in reversed. It's still the King of Wands, and the only woman he will commit to, will give his passion and his love and his loyalty to, is his Queen of Wands, and she came out in what he wants. So this is definitely what he wants. She's a very fiery queen. She has got a lot of love to give. She's passionate. She's filled with desire for life and giving all she's got. She's energetic and she's beautiful. This is a beautiful queen, and obviously the only one that he will commit to. Having her in reverse makes me feel that he really feels the absence of his divine feminine right now in his life. The absence of a desire, the absence of her passion, her energy, her drive that she's got. Yes, so there's obviously separation still, and he's feeling it quite deeply. He's feeling the absence of his divine feminine. And he wants this to stop. He wants to stop this absence of her in his life, and the absence of her love and her passion and her desire and her drive and her energy that she brings to him. He wants to stop this with this card in reverse. Then I also got the Seven of Swords in reversed. Now, Seven of Swords is not a card that we like to see upright. I like to see it in reverse though. Upright, this talks about deception, lies, sneaking around, cheating, and just all kinds of bad behavior and stuff. Having in reversed, he wants this to stop, and he is ending it, or he is ending it. Now, this card I feel in two ways, and it might be different for everybody. If divine masculine is in a karmic commitment or a marriage, he's obviously been lying to his karmic partner. He's obviously been deceiving her. He's obviously been cheating on her with his divine feminine. He's been sneaking around to see his divine feminine, and he wants this to end. Not so much, not so much because he doesn't want to do this to his karmic partner, but because his divine feminine doesn't deserve it. She doesn't deserve to be hidden. She doesn't deserve to be kept in secret. She doesn't deserve the little bits that he can actually sneak out and sneak around to see her. He wants to make it official. He wants to come out in the open about their connection and their relationship, and stop sneaking to see her, stop lying to see her, stop making her the one that he's cheating with, but making her the only one. And if he's not married, and this is what he did do to his divine feminine, if he did cheat, lie, deceived and whatever his divine feminine, he is really wanting to stop this behavior and give her what she deserves. He doesn't want to do this to her anymore. But I do feel that the twins I'm reading for, the divine masculine that I'm reading for, is in a solid commitment with a karmic partner or marriage. And I can see it clearly in the cards that came out from these two cards. as what he wants as well, but take it as it resonates for you. Now let's look at what Divine Masculine wants besides from his Queen of Wands, and besides from wanting to, this absence of her to stop, wants to stop this deceptive behavior. There is a financial situation that he wants to take care of. Now this financial situation can be, obviously, if he's in a solid commitment or a marriage, there's obviously financial situation that needs to be taken care of if he ends that. And obviously he needs to be financial, or he wants to be financial stable, to be with his Divine Feminine and give her what she deserves with this card. So he really wants to get a financial situation sorted out. Then the marriage card came from the fairies. Now this card obviously shows a marriage, and it can go two ways or both, either way or both. He wants to end a commitment or a marriage that is obviously standing in his way, to actually make a commitment or marry his Divine Feminine. Then there's children from the fairies. There might be children on his side, or there might be children on Divine Feminine side, or both. And he wants to make sure that the children are taken care of financially, and he obviously needs to make sure that children are taken care of, his and hers, and or even both. He needs to make sure that the children are taken care of. If there's no children involved, Divine Masculine might want to have children with his Divine Feminine. Then the new home from the fairies came out as well. Now, new home also tells me that there was or is a karmic situation, commitment, marriage, and Divine Masculine obviously needs to let go of one home, leave one home, and find a new home. So if he is ending a marriage, that home needs to be sold, or it needs to be leased, and he obviously needs to get himself a new home and start a new home, build a new home with his Divine Feminine. So a new home is what he wants as well. So Divine Masculine currently has got a lot of stuff that he's dealing with. He wants to end old situation, which I do believe is a marriage or a karmic commitment. He wants to end that and start something new with his Divine Feminine. But he's obviously facing a lot of things. He's facing a lot of demons in his mind. He's facing a lot of emotions. He's feeling separation with his Divine Feminine. He needs to separate from someone else. He needs to take care of finances. He needs to end a marriage or commitment to start a new one. He needs to take care of children. And he needs to leave one home and set up a new home. So there's a lot happening with Divine Masculine right now. So if he is withdrawing, if you are in communication, no, this is why. Because he's actually just dealing with a lot of stuff and trying to get everything sorted out. If you are in no communication with your Divine Masculine, also know that this is why. But he is dealing with a lot of things to actually make endings and starting anew with his Divine Feminine. Now for the, let me just see, yes, now for the messages from the fairies and messages from the Romance Angels. I will first look at the message from the Romance Angels. This card says past life, a relationship, you have known each other before. And the Romance Angels are saying to Divine Masculine, because I do feel that he's becoming aware, or he is fully aware of the fact that he's always known Divine Feminine. He feels like he's always known her. And the angels are saying this is true, because this is a past life relationship. You've been together in past lives, many past lives, and you have known each other before and forever. And you came together into this lifetime again to continue on your journey where you left off. You still have something to finish. And this is basically what this card is saying. and then travel from the fairies. Now this card tells me that, also tells me with the separation card that we saw, that there might have been a trip, or might be a trip that is upcoming, that might be business related or travel a distance, or it might be having to travel an emotional distance, or this could also be an illness or whatever trip that needs to be made or have been made, or are happening right now. This is a very important trip, and this is going to be life changing, because this is going to move things forward. And why I'm saying that is, I feel that during this time of separation and this travel, this trip that's going to be made, Divine Masculine is going to be free from other obligations, and will have the time to really work through his thoughts, really work through his emotions, and really go through what he wants and actually putting things into place. Get a clear way forward with what he wants to do. So this is going to, this trip, doesn't matter how hard this is going to be for him and his Divine Feminine, this trip is going to move things forward, because this is where Divine Masculine is actually going to make his decisions, actually move forward, actually plan, and not have to worry about a lot of other things, and can put his focus into ending old things and starting anew with his Divine Feminine. And this is for me, the rest, the outcome, and what is Divine Masculine actually going to do. I'm going to be coming in the extended. Thank you very much, Divine Masculine and Divine Feminines, if you're class watching, which I'm sure you are. And I'll see you in the extended reading. Thank you so much. And if you haven't yet, subscribe, like, hit the notification button and all of that. Please do so. And let's keep my channel going, and help me to help as many twin flames out there come into union as we possibly can. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.